Good evening and happy Wednesday to each and every one of you. I am really excited that we get a chance to be together on this evening. I say this every single Wednesday evening because I mean it. I really enjoy coming to you in this format and in this platform. I do wish we could be in person. But unfortunately, or not so unfortunately, this is the platform that we're using for our Wednesday night Bible study and conversation. So, welcome to our Wednesday night Bible study and conversation. We are streaming live on Facebook where you are. If you're watching us here, we're also streaming live on our Gathering Church page, Gathering Church CT page, and we're streaming live on my personal ministry page, which is Wesley A. Johnson the second, I believe. You can find it on any of those platforms, whichever suits your taste. I'm not going to be before you long, but I do want to say to you that there are a couple of different ways that you can participate. One is through the chat feature. We want to make sure that we know you're here. Vibe with us. Let us know that you're feeling what's being said. Also, an opportunity to respond to some questions in real time. This indeed is a virtual dialogue and exchange. I'll be presenting some information, but the intent is not for it to be a monologue. Also, you can contribute financially to this work. You can contribute in a variety of different ways. You can do so online at our website. Hopefully that is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. You can do that at a website. You can also give via text message. That's probably our largest giving platform. You can give via text message. And if you want to be a blessing to yours truly, you can give at my Cash App. So those are a couple of different ways in which you can contribute to the work at large, or if you want to just contribute specifically to yours truly in a way that is meaningful, you can do that as well. And we're so grateful for all of the gifts that transpire. It allows us to continue to come on a weekly basis, twice a week actually, in this format on the various platforms that we are privileged to be on. It also allows us to continue to do some of the outreach things that we have contributed to and will continue to contribute to, i.e. the Horde Foundation, i.e. The Back to School event that we contributed to most recently in our partnership with the NAACP and the River Church in Danbury, Connecticut. We also have an event that is coming up next month. We'll have a public movie showing. I think you'll find it interesting, so be paying attention to the promotions that will be coming out around that. We'll show the movie on one Sunday evening, and then the following week we'll have a open conversation and dialogue about the movie. And so there's some creative things that we're doing as a ministry as we're pivoted, and we're meeting and gathering once a month publicly in person, having a worship experience, and then the rest of our time is centered around our virtual engagement. I want to remind you also that on this Friday at 7 p.m. to 8:15 p.m., the Women of Wisdom, the WOW Ministry is launching their book club for the month, and so their book club launching their book club starting this month virtually, and that will be on. You can participate via Facebook Live and on YouTube Live as well. But I think there's a link that you can click on if you actually want to be a part of the conversation itself and not just a viewer. If you want to participate in a dialogue and exchange, there'll be a link that will connect you to Zoom, but it'll be aired on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. And so we're really grateful for those platforms, and shout out to Lady D for organizing that, and have a great book that they're going to be reading, and a great facilitator as well. So I think you'll find that quite worth your time. Well, again, welcome to our Wednesday night Bible study and conversation. Before we get started, I want to give you a couple of scriptures that I want you to go back and reference to. They're serving as a launching pad and the foundation of the platform for which we will be launching our conversation tonight. And so if you have pen and pencil, you have paper, your computer, whatever it is that you take notes on, I want you to write down Genesis 12 and 10, Genesis 26 and 1, and then Genesis 41 and 56. Let me give you that one more time. Genesis 12 and 10, Genesis 26 and 1, and Genesis 41 and 56. I also want you to write down Ruth 1, verses 1 and 2, Samuel 21, verse 1, and Acts 11, verse 28. Let me give you those one more time. Genesis 12, verse 10, Genesis 26, verse 1, Genesis 41, verse 56, Ruth 1, verses 1 and 2, Samuel chapter 21, verse 1, and Acts, the book of Acts, chapter 11, verse 28. God breathe on our time tonight. Listen, invite someone into this conversation. Click and paste the link, copy the link, open up a watch party. Let some other folks come in and be a part of this conversation. God breathe on our time tonight. While things are normalizing, many of us are still in recovery and rebound mode. I know I have some witnesses. We are trying to recoup and recover what was lost. Some of the things that you and I lost were tangible, and some of them were intangible. This idea of faith and famine is the precarious meantime in the meantime. This precarious and awkward space that we find ourselves in, some of us, most of us, many of us, it is in fact a mean time, as my mother would say. In the meantime, it can be trying to find hope in the face of hurt. It could be trying to find good while you are still grieving. This juxtaposition, this oxymoron of faith and famine. I want to be real tonight. Can I be real? Famine can be a frightening thing. Famine can be frightening, but I want to give you this bit of good news off the break. While famine can be frightening, it is, as the scripture suggests through its narrative, it is not forever. Back up. Let me give you that one more time. I'm about to shout myself happy. While famine can be frightening, and it is, make no mistake about it, it is not forever. Abraham experienced famine. Isaac experienced famine. Joseph and his brothers experienced famine. Ruth experienced famine. Samuel mentions famine. Acts talks about famine. Even Jesus himself addresses famine to some degree. A part of Jesus's coming out party was being famished, if you will, for 40 days. A part of Jesus's narrative and divine works had to do with people being famished or in a space of hunger or lack. You remember when he fed 4,000 on one occasion and 5,000 on another with just a few resources. Can I suggest to you very candidly and straightforwardly, to endure famine, faith is necessary. Yeah, if you're going to get out of this, over this, around this, through this, faith is a necessary and vital component to you persevering with your sanity. When you think, or when we think of famine, we think of want. We think of scarcity. We think of lack. We think of starvation. Words like hunger and shortage of food, or just shortage in general. But famine, hear this very clearly, famine is not just severe material and physical lack, but it is also an acute spiritual, cultural deprivation too. I was going to say deprivation or deprivation. In other words, to be deprived. It is not just material and physical, but it is a spiritual and a cultural deprivation as well. And I believe the two often run concurrent, but not exclusively. You can have a host and a variety of material possessions and still be famished spiritually. Your soul can still be unnurtured or under-nurtured. And so this oxymoron, this concept and idea of famine is huge. Famine is a gnawing lack of everything that gives meaning to life. There it is right there. Famine is a gnawing lack of everything that gives meaning to life. It is eating at, it is chewing at, it is nibbling away at those things that give meaning to our lives. That's what famine does. Check this. As we think about the biblical times, in an agrarian culture, and that's what the Bible was. In an agrarian culture, agriculture is what we're talking about. In an agrarian culture, a famine was devastating. A drought could cause crop failure, or a siege brought on by war was often accompanied by disease. Famine might not be forever, but it sure feels like it when you're in it. When you are deprived, when you are under-nurtured, it blurs your vision. It distorts and contorts your reality. When you're in a famine, while we just said it earlier, it might not be forever, but when you're in it, it sure feels like it. It is hard to see light at the end of the tunnel when you are in a famished place. I'm going somewhere with this. Stick with me. When you are in a relational drought, when you are under financial siege, when you are at war with yourself, you are in a famine. Back up. Let me give you that one more time. When you are at war with yourself, when you are under financial siege, when you are in a relational drought, you are in a spiritual famine. I know. I hear some church folk talking to me now. I know Paul said he understood what it meant to have plenty and to be in lack. And now he has learned to be content in all circumstances. Go ahead and preach, Paul. But can I be real? I don't ever want to be content with lack. Call me what you want to. I don't ever want to get comfortable and content in lack. Not ever. I don't want to lack spiritually. I don't want to be in lack culturally. I don't want to be in lack psychologically. I don't want to be in lack materially. I don't want to be in lack relationally. I do not want lack to be associated with my life. And so while I hear you, Paul, I appreciate your testimony, but I don't want that to be mine. Let me just do this real quick and I'm going to get out of your way. I want to speak plenty, abundance, feast, and dearth into your life and mine. Let me back that thing up and park it and give it to you real slow. I want to speak plenty, abundance, feast, and dearth in your life and in mine. I want to speak that over the life of your family and over the life of my family. I believe this. Hear me. I believe John 10:10 is a physical and a spiritual possibility. I believe that you can have an abundant life, materialistically, physically, spiritually, and culturally. I don't believe it has to be an either or. Why? Because John 10:10 is the words of Jesus. Jesus says, I've come that you might have life, that you might experience life, and you might experience and have it to the full. One translation said that you may experience it abundantly. Ooh, that's good. Whew. Can I say this to you? God, thank you in advance for the lessons that we will learn, or perhaps for the lessons that some of us have already learned in famine. And I celebrate you, God, that famine is not forever. Thank you for your abundant joy. Thank you for your abundant peace, for your plenty peace. Thank you for supplying our needs according to your riches and your glory. May our prayers, may our heart's desire collectively be affirmations that reminds us of who we already are in God and who Christ is in us. Sometimes our greatest blessings are birthed from problematic and precarious predicaments. Sometimes the greatest gifts are born in and out of adversity. Sometimes it is our troubles that propel us to our greatest triumphs. I believe famine, when viewed through the lens of faith, provides a foundation that will not only allow us to persevere, but allow us to overcome. And the teachings of the blood of the Lamb will serve as an opportunity for us to invite people in to consider the power and the possibilities that are inherent in the teachings of Jesus and not just the teachings about Jesus. When we are able to see ourselves beyond our current station and circumstance, our faith will triumph our famine. I'm out of here tonight. I hope that wherever you find yourself at in life, whatever your position, your posture, wherever or whatever your location in life is, I hope that you recognize that it doesn't have to be forever. Somebody needed to hear this tonight, because famine has become the order of the day for you. Ooh. You are undernourished and you are overwhelmed. Your pockets look fat, but your soul is empty. Your faith is strong, but your finances are low. And you're trying to understand what God is doing, what God is saying, how God is moving. You're asking God very transparently, what are you doing in this? I just stopped by tonight to encourage someone that faith is the substance, it's tangible. Faith is a substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Stay steadfast. I just stopped by to tell somebody tonight that there's nothing too hard for our God. I just stopped by to tell somebody tonight, keep working on you. God has somebody for you. I just stopped by to tell somebody tonight, continue to stay disciplined with your finances. God is about to open up a window of heaven. I just stopped by to tell somebody tonight, stay steadfast in walking with God. He's going to bless you. He will continue to bless you. That your living is not in vain. Hold steadfast. Man, God got your back. Can I say to some brother who might be listening, if there's no brother listening, and sister, send it to him. Can I just say to a brother tonight, that your faith is attractive. That your faith bolsters your manhood. I just want to say to a brother tonight that your faith doesn't make you weak. It communicates a sense of strength. I'm going to say to a sister tonight, you're anointed despite it all. God will do what God said God would do in your life. I want you to repeat this with me tonight. Your faith is stronger than your famine. Come on, say it with me. My faith is stronger than my famine. Come on, say it with me. My faith is stronger than my famine. Say this with me. My famine is not and will not be forever. God, we thank you tonight for an opportunity to come together, however brief. God, I pray that something that was said tonight serves as a catalyst for encouragement and an instrument for faith. God, I pray tonight that something that was said strengthens the heart and the mind of the listener. God, I pray tonight that those who felt like there was no way out or could not see the light of the tunnel, I pray that there was a spark of the divine that spoke in a unique and profound way into their situation. God, I pray tonight that if I am who I say I am and who you've said I am, God, I pray that my words carry meaning. And God, I speak and pray tonight that you would deliver, that you would open up a door, that you would expedite a blessing, that you would turn around a situation, that you would do it swiftly. We talked a few weeks ago about the power of 11 days. What took 40 years could have happened in 11 days. And so, God, I'm praying tonight that we learn the lessons from those who found themselves in the wilderness, and you would swiftly do it. In the name of the one whose teachings we submit to, we simply call that one Jesus. Do it for your name's sake. Amen. Hey, check this out. On this Friday, 7 p.m. to 8:15 p.m., the Women of Wisdom, the Wild Ministry, will be having their virtual book club launch. It's going to be dope. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. If you're a sister, don't miss it. It is open to all. It is not an exclusive kind of deal. That's not how the gathering rocks anyway. Community is in our name for a reason. If you are a sister, you please make this a part of your Friday, this Friday. Invite somebody, share and paste the link, go onto our YouTube page, go onto our Facebook page. You'll see the information there. It'll be Zoom. It'll be broadcast on YouTube and Facebook. But if you want to be a participant in the actual conversation, there's a Zoom link where you can do that. Make sure you go check that out. They're going to be reading a really cool book. And there's an amazing sister who will be facilitating that book discussion. She is masterful in leading book discussions, and just kind of one of the things that she does. And she is just a phenomenal sister. And so you're going to be so blessed by that. Shout out to Lady D, who put a lot of work in making this a reality. And so make sure that you're a part of that this Friday at 7 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. Also on this Sunday, it is 9/11, and we are remembering those who experienced that tragedy in a real, tangible way. Those who lost their lives and the families who were left behind, and a city and a country that was devastated as a result of it. And so we want to remember 9/11 on 9/11. And so we're going to have a great time in the Word. And in fellowship on this coming Sunday. We're going to be in Canosia Park, which is right. We're going to be live and in person at Canosia Park. Please come, bring your chair, bring your coffee, your juice. We intend to have a time of fellowship. Bring your children. We believe that our services doesn't have to be eternal in order to be effective. And so we will meet, and then we will have an opportunity to fellowship and spend time with one another. Please make sure that you are there. I want to see you in the space, in the place. If you have been connected to the gathering in any capacity in the past, we want to see you there. Please copy and paste, share all this information. We want to make sure that we have a really good time on this Sunday. And so I'm excited to be that you will be a part of that on this coming Sunday. Also, I want to say that the way that you can contribute financially to this ministry will be a huge blessing to us. We are really excited that we get an opportunity to come to you on the various platforms that we do. YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Instagram, the giving platforms, the way that we're able to send information out, text blast, and those kind of things. Your resources help to make that a reality. The way that we're able to contribute to the back to school event, your resources contribute to that. The way that we're able to participate in public conversations and movie nights and live events at WestCon, your resources help to contribute to that. And so we are thankful and grateful for those of you who are not in the area who contribute. We're so grateful for you. Thank you for that. For those of you who are in the area, please continue to prayerfully consider what it means to contribute, but not just contribute with your finances, which are huge. because it allows us to be able to do that. There's some other things that we're going to be giving to and some other works that we're going to be supporting. But we want you physically to be involved as well. And so if you're in the greater Danbury area, we want you to get involved as well. So thank you again for all you do and for who you are. We look forward to being with you on this Sunday, male and female and children, Kenosha Park, 9 a.m., Danbury, Connecticut, in person. And we also look forward for those sisters who will be gathering virtually this Friday at 7 p.m. to 8:15 for the launch of the virtual book club. Peace and blessings to who you are and for what you mean to this community, to your families, and to the kingdom. Can you remember this with me? That because God is, we are. Because Jesus did, you and I can. Thanks be to God who always causes us to triumph. Famine may feel like it, but it's not forever because of your faith. You are more than who you think you are. You are more than what you have been told. Peace and blessings. Shout out to all of those who rock with us this evening. Peace.